462 regarding surplus of city-owned, formerly Boston Redevelopment Authority-owned parcels of vacant land and to transfer the care, custody, management, and control of said property to the Public Facilities Commission. This matter was sponsored by Mayor Martin Walsh, referred to the Committee on Planning and Development back on November the 29th. This matter is proposed as a result of the Boston Redevelopment Authority conveying certain parcels of land to the Public Facilities Commission, who, acting by the Department of Neighborhood Development, determined that these properties are not needed by the department. As originally stated in the order, the 17 parcels of land in question are 1 Akron Street in Roxbury, 11 Chipman Street, Dorchester, 52 Elmont Street in Roxbury, 24 Leston Street, Mattapan, 97 Marcella Street, Roxbury, 93-95 Marcella Street, Roxbury, 101 Marcella Street, Roxbury, 105 Marcella Street, Roxbury, 109 Marcella Street, Roxbury, 113 Marcella Street, Roxbury, 115 Marcella Street, Roxbury, 30 Mildred Ave in Mattapan, 85 Selden Street in Dorchester, 0 Tucker Street in Mattapan, 436 Warren Street in Roxbury, 26 West Cottage Street in Dorchester, 30 Westville Street in Dorchester. And we have a couple of typos. That was from the original filing. 30 Mildred Street in Mattapan District should read 30 Mildred Ave in the Mattapan District Street, and 0 Tucker Street in Dorchester should read 0 Tucker Street in Mattapan, and 436 Warren Street in Dorchester should read 436 Warren Street in Roxbury District. So just want to make sure that those type of graphical issues were addressed publicly. So, and also 52 Elmont Street is, I guess it's debatable if it's whether it's Dorchester or Roxbury. So there are some folks that claim 52 Elmont Street is in Dorchester, and there are some folks that claim 52 Elmont Street is in Roxbury. So for argument's sake, we're going to mention both. That said, my colleague has any opening comments or questions at this time?
Really just a quick question, Councilor. Welcome. The 30 Mildred Ave is right across the street from Mildred Ave School. The square footage says 3542, but it seems like a continuous lot that has a lot more. That's really the only question I have, and making sure that I don't know if it's just one sliver of that giant lot that we're trying to move, and if that's not the case, then obviously the square footage is wrong. So I just want to clarify that.
Sure, go ahead.
Great.
Yeah. And we're obviously we're joined today. We have several administration officials today with us. So and whatever in any particular order, I know William Epperson's here, Donald Wright, and Jim McDonough from a combination of real estate management and sales from D&D. So however you guys want to present, you guys have the floor.
Thank you very much.
Very good.
Again, William Epperson, Assistant Director for Real Estate Management and Sales. Before you're here to discuss the surplus of these 17 parcels that, as you mentioned, were transferred over from the BRA to the Public Facilities Commission through the Department of Neighborhood Development. If you would like, I can quickly go through each of these parcels, give you a quick summary as to the parcel itself and what our disposition plans are currently. Sure. The first would be 1 Akron, approximately a 4,800 square foot parcel in Roxbury. This parcel abuts former city-owned property that the Department of Neighborhood Development disposed of for development as an urban farm. It's currently being developed as that farm, and the community has expressed concern for this former BRA parcel to be contributed to create for a larger farm within their neighborhood. The next is 11 Chipman Street in Dorchester, approximately 2,400 square foot parcel. It's unbuildable in a 3-family, 6,000 square foot district. It has a highest and best use as sale to an abutter for either addition to their yard or for parking. The next would be 52 Elmont Street in Roxbury or Dorchester. It's approximately 4,000 square foot parcel. This would be buildable with some zoning relief. It's in a 2-family, 5,000 square foot district. We've targeted this for our Neighborhood Homes Initiative. I'll speak briefly about that initiative and reference it again going forward many times. This is our homeownership program where we have 2/3 affordable housing and 1/3 market rate unrestricted housing. Those 2/3 are targeted to 80% homeowners and 100% homeowners. We put that program out with specific models for each site that we vet heavily with the community, so the community has input on what type of housing goes in their neighborhood, and we streamline the process by having pre-developed plans So we'd like to engage the community in that program on this parcel. The next is 24 Leston Street in Mattapan, approximately 3,000 square foot. Would be buildable with some zoning relief. We would also like to target this for the Neighborhood Homes Initiative. The next package, 7 parcels in Roxbury on Marcellus Street. D&D has collaborated with a BRA and has issued an RFP for these parcels and other city-owned parcels to be developed as homeownership opportunities with strong preference for affordable housing, similar to the Neighborhood Homes Initiative, but in this particular package, we will not be prescribing the actual home models and instead asking developers to propose models that are more contextual with that historic neighborhood. The next is the parcel in question. Councilor McCarthy had a question on 30 Mildred Ave in Mattapan is approximately 3,500 square feet. It abuts several other city-owned parcels that are within D&D's inventory. The total site would be 14,000 square feet and change. This one, we'd like to engage the community and discuss a couple of different options. We would like to consider a homeownership opportunity here on the entire site that the city has control over, but we also respect that there is an elementary school and community center across the street, and there may be other options that the community would like to discuss, some other form of open space or recreation. So we're going to have a blank canvas on this one and try to figure out what works best for this particular site. The next would be 85 Selden Street in Dorchester, approximately 6,000 square feet. It is a buildable parcel, and we would like to include this in the Neighborhood Homes Initiative. It is right next door to the Boston International High School. The next is an unnumbered parcel on Tucker Street in Mattapan. It's approximately 7,800 square feet, although it is an unbuildable parcel because of its odd shape. It's situated and kind of wraps around an existing 3-family house. We anticipate the highest and best use of this parcel to be a subdivision and sale either to that current abutter as additional yard space. On the northern portion of that, we expect that parcel could best be combined with the adjacent privately held vacant land for development as a homeownership opportunity. So we may have some chopping of this one to do. Next parcel, 436 Warren Street in Roxbury, approximately 11,000 square feet. Buildable parcel that abuts 2 other parcels that are city-owned within D&D's inventory, creates a total site area of approximately 19,000 square feet. It's across from Boston Latin Academy, and we think this would be a good opportunity to engage the community on a mixed-income, mixed-use development with some ground floor retail space, commercial space, neighborhood community space, some storefront, and some housing back up above and back and behind. The next parcel is 26 West Cottage Street in Dorchester, approximately 2,000 square feet. It's an unbuildable parcel. Highest and best use is sale to the abutter for either yard space or parking. And the last parcel is 30 Westville Street in Dorchester, approximately 11,400 square feet. This parcel abuts another parcel within the city's inventory that D&D has control over. Total site area is about 23,000 square feet. We're looking to engage the community in the Neighborhood Homes Initiative. However, one of these parcels is also zoned open space garden, so there has been existing preference for some additional open space in the community. So we'd like to try to figure a creative way to bring in some new homeownership opportunities as well as some open space garden opportunities. So those are the 17 parcels, and I'm happy to answer any additional questions you may have.
Very good. Just quickly, the appraised value for these parcels, has an appraisal been done?
We have not appraised them yet. We just brought them into our inventory, but we will be conducting an appraisal on each of these parcels for the highest and best use, and that'll be taken into consideration when we go out and do our offering. The total assessed value, though, if you're interested, is about $790,000 for all 17 parcels.
Okay. And then once the appraisal's done, and then you go out, I guess you advertise that there's an abutters lot available and or a developable lot. So that's, what's that process in terms of from the ones that are non-developable where there's a direct abutter? So the direct abutter gets a knock on the door or a letter specific to them, whether it's an owner-occupied situation or not, but the landowner would get an opportunity, right of first refusal, if you will, for a lot next to them?
Especially for those parcels that are otherwise unbuildable, where the highest and best use is going to that abutter.
In a situation where there's multiple abutters, how does that work?
We do outreach to all abutters who actually are up against that property with a residential property of their own. And most likely, we would put out an offering if there are multiple with the appraised value clearly listed and solicit the highest offer.
Okay. And then in the interest of someone, you had mentioned, so the affordable housing, in the interest of someone in the private market wants to have wants to have market rate, is there an opportunity for market rate folks to participate, or is this just for affordable housing?
That's what's great about the Neighborhood Homes Initiative, is it's a third, a third, a third. So there's absolutely 30% of the homes that we do in that program are unrestricted market rate. The only restriction we impose on it is that they are homeowner occupied for 15 years. So we don't want them being operated as rental properties or investment properties.
And it cuts both ways, which no matter what, like in my neighborhood, for example, everyone's being priced out, we need more affordable housing. There's some other areas that want more market because they have enough affordable. So it's a kind of a balancing act that you guys see in your capacities, but didn't know whether those opportunities were made available.
Yes.
And then I guess, then, other than the non-developable lots, what else just gets categorized in sort of surplus property?
I'm sorry?
What else would be categorized, like, for example, like that Marcella Street, there's this whole stretch of multiple addresses, it's almost a half a block, right?
Yeah, so those are actually already out in an RFP in cooperation with the BRA. We took then city-owned property and what was then BRA property, which has now come to the city, and we put out an RFP for homeownership opportunities. It is a mixed income opportunity, but we have a strong preference for affordable housing. And it's a little bit different than the Neighborhood Homes Initiative in that particular package, in that in the Neighborhood Homes Initiative, we prescribe the housing type and the model of the home that we put on each of these sites. On that package along Marcella, we're looking for housing, and we want the developers to propose their own architecture for each site to be contextual.
And then the example of, say, of Zero Tucker, is there an opportunity for the direct abutter to sort of acquire that site and then reposition their entire parcel or their property, combine the two?
They would be able to take the bottom right portion of the parcel
Yep.
and use that as a yard expansion. They don't really have any opportunity to create a buildable lot of their own, but there is a property owner to the north who has a vacant lot who could take our northern portion of our parcel and create a buildable
Combine it
lot
with their
there.
portion. Gotcha.
So we anticipate possibly doing a subdivision on that one,
Okay.
or putting it out and allowing somebody to do a subdivision on their own.
But the first goal is to get it from sort of BRA to D&D
And then-
as the clearinghouse,
Absolutely,
and then get it out from there.
and
Okay.
get it out the door
Very
as
good.
quickly as we can.
Very good. Well, that sort of satisfies my line of inquiry, unless you have anything else to add at this point. Pretty straightforward stuff. So as the chair, I'll issue a committee report for Wednesday's hearing and have an opportunity to speak directly to my district colleagues. Obviously, Timmy was here, and see what, if any, additional concerns they may have. And then my expectation is to have it before the council for a vote on Wednesday.
Very good. Thank you very
So
much.
I appreciate
Thank you,
your time and
Counselor.
attention. Enjoy the holidays and Happy New Year. And with respect to this docket 1462, regarding surplus properties, the Committee on Economic Development is adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you, Counselor.